We keep talking about all of the many things that Nick Saban did, but of course, one of the many things he did well as head coach was get the best out of his players and get them into the NFL. During Saban's career, 49 players taken in the first round of the draft. That is easily the most by any head coach in the common draft era. Safe to expect that number will grow after this coming draft in April. An absolute factory. As we bring in Stephen A. Smith, who joins us now for more reaction here on SportsCenter. I mean, Stephen A., I know you have a personal relationship with Nick Saban. This feels shocking on this end, but what was your reaction to hearing this news?
Shocked. I never saw it coming. I mean, just about a week ago or so, I mean, a little bit earlier than that, I was just debating it with Paul Feinbaum, and I said I would be absolutely shocked because I know that the couple of times that I had the pleasure of really sitting down and talk with him one-on-one when he invited me and flew me out to Alabama to give a speech to the football team, you know, we had extensive conversations a lot, just talking about life, and I was learning from one of the masters himself. Obviously, I think he's the greatest coach in the history of college football. He's a 7-time national champion. He had a 201-29 record in his years in college football, okay, at Alabama. 10 or more wins 16 straight seasons, or 117-18 record in the SEC. Just phenomenal, nothing short of brilliant. And when I talked to him, what he was telling me, Elle, was, hey, you know what you win? Where's there to go? You keep on going. You keep on going. You don't stop until it's time. And he's saying today it's time. I'm just shocked that it would be after you got to a National College Football playoff and you have somebody like Milroe as your quarterback. I thought that he would make another go at it and possibly retire in the next couple of years or so. I didn't see this coming right now. Okay,
so in your opinion then, do you think this is about he has nothing left to prove? He leaves what is going to be the greatest career of all time as a head coach in college football. Do you think it's more about that or more about the changing landscape of college football and what was coming for him?
Well, I would say it was about the changing landscape. Even though he's not one to shy away from a challenge, he was not apologetic or shy about the fact that the whole NIL deal, name, image, and likeness, and how it put players in a position to get paid. He was always a proponent of that. He was incredibly supportive of it. But when the agents get involved and then you have people coming to you, to use his words, trying to extort institutions, universities, and what have you, that was basically a huge turnoff for him. And then you take into account the transfer portal as well. Though both of those things are impediments to one's success, one might imagine. In his case, you know, go out there, do what you have to do, and show what you can pull off and that you can win. But in the same breath, you do get to a point where it can be a bit exhausting. And I think one could easily surmise after hearing about this decision, that's what hit him. It's not like they went 9-5 or something like that, didn't make a bowl game or made a meaningless bowl game as far as I'm concerned. No, they were in the college football playoffs. They had an opportunity to win a national championship. They won the SEC championship by beating the reigning defending 2-time national champions in Georgia, led by a former protege of his, obviously in Kirby Smart. And on top of it all, I'd like to remind everybody, as great as Michigan has proven to be, with 3 minutes left in regulation, Alabama was up on Michigan in that college football playoffs by a touchdown. So he came that close to winning another national championship before he ultimately ended up walking away. Obviously he feels it's time, and all we can do is support his decision and revere this man because, again, he is the best. He is the greatest. Make no mistake about that.
Okay, I love that you said that because I think you're absolutely right. And I love that you love having a GOAT debate. We watch First Take every single day. So I want you to have a little bit of that right now. Saban, best college football coach of all time, no one's arguing. Who, though, Stephen A., is the best football coach of all time? Is it Bill Belichick or Nick Saban?
I can say Nick Saban because Bill Belichick did everything that he's done as a champion, as a head coach. He won 2 championships as a coordinator, but he won all of his championships as a head coach with Tom Brady as his quarterback. Who has Nick Saban not done it with? There's a multitude of quarterbacks that he's had at his disposal. He's had to constantly retool as well. Georgia's nothing to sniff at. LSU wasn't much to sniff at in the past. They had formidable options. Clemson beat him for a national championship with Dabo Swinney, although he beat them once as well. You take into account the litany of changes that have taken place in the college football landscape, the bodies that change because you only have 4 years of eligibility, in some cases 3 with most of these players, and yet and still new body after new body after new body, quarterbacks, running backs, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, etc. time and time and time again. He retooled. He religiously had one of the top recruiting classes in the nation. And then no matter what deficiencies or what have you his program may have had, somehow, some way, it didn't stop him from winning at least 10 games in a season, 16 consecutive seasons. I think a legitimate argument could be made that Alabama head coach Nick Saban, who has now announced his retirement, is the greatest football coach in the history of the game.
Maybe the biggest compliment you can pay one of your rivals is the reaction to them leaving. And I got to tell you, as a Georgia Bulldog, I dropped to my knees and said, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, you should say that, because no matter how great Georgia was, they ran into the Nick Saban. Remember, the year they won the national title beating Alabama, Alabama had beat them in the SEC championship game, but lost one of their receivers, and then Jamison Williams. He got hurt in the national championship game, so you got to take that into consideration. But on a personal level, I can tell you right now, I just would like to say this on national television, one of the greatest honors of my career was being called to Alabama to give a speech to the football team. But it wasn't because of the speech. It was because of what preceded the speech. And that was having the pleasure of sitting down one-on-one in Nick Saban's office for an hour. Just he, I, just myself, him, and my brother-in-law was with me, Darren Odie. I mean, it was one of the greatest honors of my career to sit down and talk with him and get his counsel and his advice, not just on professionalism, not just on career advice, but on life as a man. He is a very, very, very special man, and it was an honor to have that time with him and ultimately cultivate a relationship with him.
An absolute one of one, and for what he did for college football, incredible. Thank you so much, Stephen A. Smith, for sharing your perspective on the retirement of the great Nick Saban.
No problem.
Give me something. Try to take a rest just so I can breathe.